Dude, thank you very much for being here with me today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
So, tell me a little bit about your musical background briefly.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Yeah, I started playing classical piano lessons when I was 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
And it was something I really wanted to do, and I was playing around on the piano. My mom knew I had an interest on it, so she let me get a teacher, and I really took to it. I was also really into sports and piano, but growing up, I always made time for my piano lessons. And
Okay.
as I got older, I moved into like Chopin and Mozart pieces, and was really kind of trying to tackle my classical repertoire.
Wow.
I really loved it. Did it all the way through high school, and then in high school, I discovered Bob Dylan and Neil Young in the basement of my brother-in-law's house. I found Blonde on Blonde and Rust Never Sleeps.
Yeah.
And he had an old Takamine guitar sitting in the corner, and I was staying at his house for a couple weeks while my parents were out of town. He gave me the guitar, taught me Tangled Up in Blue and Old Man, and from that moment on, I pretty much had put down the piano, and I was heavy into guitar, just learning every Dylan tune, every Neil tune I could get my hands on. I'd built up the entire studio collection of all their works within a year. And just became a fanatic, and was just really focused on learning the songs. And then eventually, as I got older, I always played guitar. I started writing my first songs when I was about 19 or 20.
Mm-hmm.
And all through college, I was playing guitar, and had let the piano kind of subside. And I had really been missing it. So when I was about 24, I was watching Ken Burns' jazz series on the history of jazz. And I saw the section on the bebop piano players, and it was nothing I've ever seen before. And they were doing what I always wanted to do, which was get away from the music and just play and be free.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, how do they do that? That's what I want to do. I want to give up the sheet music. I just want to play. So this was from San Francisco, I found a really good jazz piano teacher and started from scratch. I hadn't played for probably 8 years, but I still knew how to play.
Yeah.
But we started with scales, theory, jazz voicing positions, walking left-hand bass. We covered everything. I did that for about 5 years, and got my piano chops back. And at the same time in California, my next detour was getting into Hawaiian slack key guitar,
Nice.
which is the native Hawaiian music where they take their guitars and they tune them to all these different open positions.
Yeah.
Sounds real beautiful. It's meant to emulate the wind and the waves.
Okay.
So I spent time doing that and got okay at it. Studied under a couple slack key guitar masters, and then eventually went and recorded an all slack key album in San Francisco, where George Winston records all his piano stuff. He's a new age pianist. Yeah. So I got to play on his piano.
Nice.
And got to work with his producer. That was a big deal for me. After that, it was we started moving back home to Cincinnati, and I just got the urge just to start writing again and being back towards a finger-picking guitar player, strummer, solid rhythm, and writing songs. And I just took off with that. I got picked up by my good buddy Dan Varner to play keys in his country band. He plays in a modern country band.
Yeah, I know
very
Dan.
Successful. But I was his Hammond B3 player and keys player. But it just really wasn't kind of meeting what I wanted to do for where I knew what I wanted to do with music. I wanted to do more than that. I kind of wanted to write songs and be up front. So the next journey was meeting Ian Matthew on a whim, and we said, let's get together. I sang him some of the songs I have. He sang me some of his, and we made a match, and that's when we started Terminal Union.
Oh, sure.
And from then on, I was full on back into singer-songwriter mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So tell me about the guys that you're playing with right now. I mean, how did that meetup happen?
Well, Ben Knight and Elia Burkhart, two amazing musicians, both very young guys in their mid-20s, talented beyond their years in my opinion. I'd seen them playing around town. I met Ben. I offered to record his demo EP for him when he was just getting started.
Okay.
And we had a friendship, and I really wanted to play with those guys in any way I could, but nothing really happened. He was doing his own band, and Ben started dropping hints to me that he was so successful with his own band, but he was very interested in learning how to be a side player,
Okay.
an accomplished lead player, and was really interested in starting something up with him and Elia and myself. So we, Ben and I last year made an EP called the Apple Hill Sessions, which was some old time finger picking songs, Merle Travis style. And then after that, we did a CD release, and we said, let's just make this a band. And the goal is just to get them whenever I can, because they're on the road touring. They got their own thing going, which is great. But I really like playing with those guys. And then sometimes Ben can't make it, like tonight. So I've met up with like Mark Kretcher from Honey in Houston.
Oh, sure.
And Jeremy Smart, which is Ben Knight's guitarist, is filled in. And then when Elia can't make a gig, I'll bring Jonathan Dahl from the Part-Time Gentlemen in.
Oh, sure.
And John Castetter from the Rattlesnake and Daddies. So I kind of got a little network of guys that are willing to play.
Oh, sure.
But the core right now is Elia and Ben and myself.
Nice. Very cool. So what other shows do you have coming up?
We got a pretty good summer schedule coming up. Tomorrow we have a great spot at the Sailor Park Sustains Festival. Get to play after my good buddies Buffalo Wobbs and the Priceville Hustle. And then the Tillers going on after that. So that's a special show for me.
There'll be a real good crowd there.
It will be a good crowd. Probably
Absolutely.
one of the best local crowds I've played to. After that, we're going to go up to Sailor Park, or the Crow's Nest for the Sailor Park after party.
Excellent.
So we're going to play a night up there. And then the next couple weeks, I got a bunch of songwriter nights at the Southgate House with Shoot Out the Lights. I'm doing one with Kyle English.
Okay.
Got one with Wolf Crier coming up. We got some dates lined up at Northside Tavern. We got some June and July dates.
Cool.
And my local town is Anderson Township, and we kind of got a standing residency there. Once every 2 weeks we'll play out on Thursday nights out there in Anderson Township.
Cool.
So that's kind of the schedule right now. We're looking to fill it out, but we're just playing as much as we can.
Nice. Where can people go to see dates and all that good stuff?
Right now I am using Reverb Nation. It's
Okay.
reverbnation.com/David Faul Band.
Cool.
It has our full schedule. It has our full EP uploaded on there. There's 7 original songs you can check out. We got videos, and all our show dates are on there as well.
Well, excellent. Well, thank you very much, David. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
a lot, Scott. I appreciate it. Thanks for everything you do.
One of my favorite places in the whole world is this little tiny town, Northern California, called Manchester. My beautiful wife and I, before we had kids, we would go out, leave San Francisco and head up north and just get lost up there on the Lost Coast. Beaches full of driftwood, redwood sequoias. It's like another world up there. This is my tribute to that time we spent up there. It's called Manchester. Sheltered harbor opens wide into spring. And how can you still need me after everything we've turned to gold stays locked under your fingers? It's like winter's final dying cold on spring. This whole road is crumbling, the rock shelf is falling. This is where the highway wraps around itself calling. Tangled up two wheels and what is forgotten in time. salt point salmon running dry on a 1,500-mile gamble. It's been 15 years since we first died in Manchester. Here's a brand new tune I'm going to do for you. Sometimes you just keep falling down. You just got to get back up, that's all there is to it. That's life, baby. This one's called Flat on My Face. And I remember how it felt the first time that I fell flat on my face. I was drinking, and I came to believe that the gods conspired and the heavens agreed to put me in my place. It's got me thinking, what's it gonna take to see? Gotta find my line alone. Self-inflicted burdens are all my own. Coming through my darkest hour, there's nothing left to lose. So falling flat on my face and waking up and coming to. How it felt the next time that I fell flat on my face. Man, I must have been dreaming that the past would forgive itself in time for the bridges I crossed and burned and left to waste. What was I thinking? What's it gonna take to see? I gotta find my life alone. Self-inflicted burdens are all my own. Coming through my darkest hour, and there's nothing left to lose. So falling flat on my face and waking up, coming to. What's it gonna burdens all on my own. Coming through my darkest hour, and there's nothing left to lose. So falling flat on my face and waking up and coming to. Falling flat on my face and waking up and coming to. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, my good dear friend who has helped me so much on my musical journey. I used to be with him in a band called Terminal Union. We did that up a little bit last year. This is Ian Matthew from Buffalo Wobbs and the Price Hill Hustle. Let's hear it.
Thank you. Dave Faul Band, give it up for him. Together again.
We can't believe it's happening, but it is. Get a pic of this. Well, this was a special song to me. I wrote to my mom and dad a couple years ago, and I'm lucky enough to have them with me right here tonight. This is my beautiful mother. My dad's probably out taking care of the grandkids somewhere around here. Well, at 42, I'm very fortunate to have both my parents in my life. I know most of you maybe don't. I just wanted to let them know what they mean to me. This is called Don't Tell Me. Don't you tell me how it's gonna be when you're gone. I won't feel much of anything. Show me how to put my hands back on to my guitar. Well, I won't hear much of anything. In my life I've wandered all around, searching for all the answers, just trying to keep both feet on the ground. I learned a lesson in the whispering pines. Protect your roots, don't get hung up in the vine. There's a feeling I have always known. No matter how far, it's never too far from home. Don't you tell me how it's gonna be when you're gone. I won't feel much of anything. Show me how to put my hands back on to my guitar. Well, I won't hear much of anything. Dan Matthew, everybody.
Dave
Dear
Faul,
friend.
everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, the band tonight, this is my good friend Ilya Burkhart, just a young chap at 25 years old, busting out some serious bass chops and those beautiful harmony lines. Over here we got Mark Kretcher from Honey and Houston on dobro, slide, lead telly, mandolin, and banjo. This guy can cover it all. Very grateful to have him with me tonight. Thank you all for hanging out and listening to some music. Got a few more here for you. This is another downer song. It's another song about being kind of beat down, trying to get yourself up and just move on with life sometimes. It's called You Always Hit Me When I'm Wasted. At sea till I found you, just waiting on me. There was action on the scene and time to pay dues, and I know what that means. But you always hit me when I'm wasted. You threw a punch and then I tasted blood drawn from your self-hatred. You threw another punch and I faded away. Like a sickness, and it lays on me. I tell you, ain't no doctor gonna fix this. So to sell these seeds, you always hit me when I'm wasted. You threw a punch and then I tasted my blood drawn from your self-hatred. You threw another punch and I faded away. Up out of desperation, get up off them knees. But you always hit me when I'm wasted. You threw a punch and then I tasted my blood drawn from your self-hatred. You threw another punch and I faded away. you very much.